Hey everyone, this is Coach D with Heart Salon Relationship Coaching. Happy Friday to you. Today I want to talk a little bit about forgiveness. Forgiveness is something, it really takes something on the inside of you to be able to say, I forgive the person who has truly hurt me to my core. I know we've all been there. People that we thought were our friends or our significant others or family members who have done things that really cause us to question ourselves and question if you really cared in the first place. Forgiveness, yes. Sometimes it's hard to do that. Now, I've had clients that said that, you know what, I forgave because I want to move on. I didn't want the heaviness and the weight of this to be on my shoulders, but I don't want to have any other interaction with that individual. And that's fair. Just because you forgive someone, it doesn't mean that you accepting their bad behavior or the things that they've done to hurt you. What it does is just an acknowledgement that this individual crossed the line, did not respect the boundary, didn't consider my feelings before they did what they did. Um, but I don't have to interact with them anymore. I'm choosing myself, I'm choosing my peace. But for those that want to forgive, just say, if it is infidelity and you're married and your significant other is begging you to, please, I made a mistake, I had a moment of weakness, and you've invested a lot of years and your heart wants to forgive them because really you don't want to leave the marriage, but you want that person to understand the hurt that they caused you, and then they have to take the time to rebuild trust with you. And so there are times when individuals may feel like I really want to get past this, because I'm looking at the bigger picture. We've been married a long time, and overall, he may or she may have been, a good person. They had a lapse in judgment, and so therefore, I want to allow them the space and opportunity to prove to me, that they won't cross that line again. But sometimes even that's not enough because you can be retriggered. Movies, television shows, you hear about it all the time. There are podcasts all over the place that's talking about infidelity. And so even if you think you're moving on, something may trigger it. But in order to move on, you will have to get to at some point a place of forgiveness. But there is no specific time limit on it. And the person that did the offense has to understand that you're going to need time to process what happened. Think about friendships. I've had friends that I really thought was friends. In my mind, I thought was friends that hurt me to my core. And I couldn't understand like what went wrong. I thought I stood up as a good friend. I thought I was reciprocating things. But then I realized everybody that's in your circle that said that they're your friend is not your friend and can be around you and secretly be envious of what you have or just the light that's within you. Maybe other people are gravitating towards you because of who you are, and they can be jealous, and then they can go off and say some things about you that's not true, or treat you in a way, that you're like, I thought we were friends. So I've experienced that too. And I had to get to a place of forgiveness. But one of the things that I did realize is that now I don't trust you. I forgive you, but I don't want to have any other interactions with you. And so I've moved past that. Sometimes our family members can hurt us and do things. You know how family is. If something is going on, family talk to this member and this member and this member, and it may get back to you and it may hurt you too. And you have to decide, do I really want to, forgive, my uncle or my aunt or my cousin who's done this? And do I have the emotional intelligence to sit down with them and communicate how their behaviors have hurt me, and what are going to be the boundaries that are going to be set in place? So it just depends. When I was younger, forgiveness didn't come easy for me. I was one that would hold a grudge for a long time because I felt like you're not respecting me, and so therefore I don't want to have anything to do with you. But I also realized that certain things can be worked through. Just because you've been hurt doesn't mean it always have to be a one and done and you never have any other communication. It could just mean that you have to go back and set some healthy boundaries so you let them know that, hey, if this happens again, we won't have any type of communication. So it just depends. Every individual is different. Some people say, I just can't forgive that offense. I just can't forgive it. And some things may be unforgivable, but in order to have peace with yourself and not to have that weight on you and have that heaviness on you so much, you might have to get to a place of saying, you know what, I forgive, but I don't forget. And try to move on the best way that you can. So this is just something that, as I bring these videos to you, these are the things that I talk about in my sessions with my clients all the time because these are real life issues that happen. And sometimes we may not know the best way to deal with it. And that's why I'm here at Hearts Align Relationship Coaching to help you guys to navigate these relationships that come up that may hurt you, that you may need a little help on trying to figure out whether or not if you want to continue on in the relationship or if you just want to forgive them so they can move on. You can reach me at heartsaligncoaching.net or heartsaligncoaching at outlook.com. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Again, happy Friday, and I'll see you on the next video.